Hi, what's up? Welcome back. This is RJ Sheetal. I'm going to talk to you about two amazing guys who are here right with me in the studio. They're musicians. Isn't that every girl's dream? I'm sure you're saying yes in the comments right away. I have with me Shakeel and Judy. They're from this band called as Judy on the Run. They're out with a new Hindi song, which we will talk about in a bit. But welcome to Fever 104 FM, guys.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us, Sheetal.
Are you like overwhelmed right now?
Yeah, because you said every girl's dream.
Yeah. See, that's how you build the confidence. But talk to me about how did this name Judy on the Run come?
I feel like a broken record always, telling the story, but then I love telling the story too. So, growing up, we grew up in a very, I could say conservative household in a way that a lot of things were taboo for us, okay? And so a lot of things were banned for us. And so, but when we did grow up, we eventually did something that is, and one of those taboo things was also music. And we grew up to, kind of become musicians in some way. And my grandmother still doesn't know that we make music,
yeah?
okay? Yeah, like my dad's...
Gotta send her that YouTube link.
Yeah, luckily the algorithm hasn't shown up on her phone. So she doesn't know that we make music still. And it's like a thing we're trying to keep away from her.
Okay.
So that's how the name... and I'm Judy, right? My name is Javaad, but like everybody calls me Judy with love.
Right.
So Judy on the Run is Judy on the run from his grandmother. So if you see our Spotify, we have like a disclaimer saying that, guys, our grandmother doesn't know this, so please don't send her the links.
But I understand why you're hiding it and stuff like that, right? But now we are in 2023, right? We see that a lot of older generation, like our parents, like our grandparents, they've started to accept things because they're like, इनका कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. That's the kind of attitude they are coming up with, right?
Yeah.
So if ever your granny comes across your music on YouTube or all that, what do you think her reaction is going to be like?
Her reaction is going to be...
I know what it's going to be. I'm going to get YouTube links every day towards how to be more religious.
Yeah, she's going to counter it with more. She's going to try to break our algorithm itself.
I'm going to get things which say, why is this haram?
Right.
So,
Oh, yes, definitely. That's going to happen, right? When did you guys start your band?
So we kind of started in October of 21,
Okay.
but we released our first song in 22 Jan.
22 Jan.
Yeah.
Okay. First song in 22 Jan.
22 Jan,
Recently.
yes.
Oh, that's amazing. And you've done like a lot of 5 to 6 English songs, right?
Yeah.
And now you've transitioned into a Hindi song.
Yeah.
How has that transition been like?
So Shaq is the writer and he'll tell you exactly why the transition has happened.
see, we had this Catholic school education, so probably the initial English influence. But then I recently checked my board exam marks. In English, I got an 86. In Hindi, I got an 88.
Yeah.
I
It's
said,
one by 2 points.
Why am I kya kar raha hu? I should write in what I'm better at. If I actually think about my brain, I think in a mix of English and Hindi, but
Right.
Hindi is very
It's
natural. Like if I'm sleeping in the middle of the night and you throw water on me, I'll wake up abusing in Hindi. So I know that that's my natural language. So and we always had this plan that someday we will write what we're good at, in the sense, or what comes more natural to us. So that transition has been pretty easy for us. And like I said, it's in our genes. My grandmother is one of those famous Urdu shaira. Her name is Shaista Yusuf. So she's one of the pioneer women Urdu shairas in the country and all that. So it's been in us. So she's been waiting, saying, what are you guys doing? When are you writing in our language?
Absolutely. And it's like Hindi or Bollywood music or Hindi music, it's home, right?
Yeah.
You always feel a certain connect. I mean, no offense to those who love English music, we also do. But when it comes to Hindi music, that connection.
Yeah, there is no, there's a whole trend on Instagram where people say, in English we say this, but in Hindi we actually say...
You had made a video
and I made a reel about it, right?
Yeah.
And you just know that Hindi hits harder.
Yeah.
And we also have like a lot of family in Bombay, right? And they love our music no matter what. They're our biggest supporters and stuff.
Right.
But all of them, I was like, अरे बम्मा हिंदी निकालना.
अब जाके हमारे फैमिली वाले हमारे गाना शेयर कर रहे हैं.
That's so cool. I want to ask you one thing, that how and when did you decide to start a band? Was it always a dream to be a musician, or you had other plans and they were like, chalo, we'll start this, let's see? Or was it like a drunk one night you guys and you just decided?
No, so we never had this plan. I thought growing up, I'll be a cricketer or something like that.
Wow.
Okay. But that dream changed to me wanting to become a writer, and I was writing my scripts, which I still continue to do. Okay. I work as a screenwriter as well.
Oh, nice.
And then in lockdown, for some reason, I used to write poetry, but one of the poems which I write, I just randomly sang it out.
Okay.
Okay, and that tune was not leaving my head. No matter what I tried, wherever I'm going in the bathroom, also, oh, Ruby, Ruby, Ruby. This is not leaving me wherever it's happening. I said, okay, maybe this thing has to be made.
Right.
So I phoned a friend in Delhi who's a producer who I know makes music. So I said, bro, I have this tune. Can I just sing it and send it to you? Can you help me make it into a song?
Right.
I said, yeah. And then I know that Javaad sings, okay, but he's a bathroom singer.
Okay.
Yeah, we've not had any musical
No
education.
training,
No,
nothing. Oh, wow.
yeah, because like I said, like where we grew up, right?
Yeah,
So
kind of household,
yeah, and it's not like we were part of school choir also.
Okay.
Of course, we're trying to get training now, but no instruments, no, we don't know sare also.
Yeah.
But
now,
yeah,
now he's taking his Indian classical training
Oh,
after
is
we
it? But
realized
that's
that,
so cool, dude.
Yeah.
after we realized that, oh shit, this is an infinite field of learning.
Yeah.
And we seem like we have some natural instinct towards this. So now we're more and more
Let's pursue
training
it.
towards it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
How
Kind
did
of.
you start the band? When?
Oh, that you need to tell the name and all.
I said the name. So how we started the band was, like I said, he wrote the song, phoned a producer friend of us, and he sent a scratch with
Okay.
one of his friends singing it.
Okay.
And Shakeel is like, bro, do you want to sing it? I said, I've never sung it. What do you sing? He's like, just sing it. It's our song anyway. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
And suddenly we're in the studio and we're recording the song. We end up recording 2 songs, and the songs are out also. And then we realize, okay, and people are giving like a great reaction to it. They're like,
Yeah.
they're vibing to it.
The
They're like, oh
response
shit,
is
we didn't know we could
great.
sing. I'm like, I didn't know I could sing. What do you know?
Can you sing a few lines from your first ever song?
From our first ever song, it's
Yeah, why don't you sing the first line?
Yeah.
should I sing the first line? So he's the writer of the song. Okay, before I sing all of these, and the line I'm gonna sing is it goes something like this. It was two's always better than one. Threesomes can be really fun.
No.
You tell me if should I sing it on air?
We'll keep this in the interview, but oopsie. Okay, is there any other line which can make sense on air?
The whole song is revolves
I
around
don't think it's a
threesomes.
big crime, but I love.
Let's move on, guys. Just FYI, they're brothers, right? They're
Yeah.
own brothers, and I didn't know that. I mean, you don't look the same, but now looking at your wife, clearly tells that you guys are brothers. Talking about your new song, right? It's called as Do Shaitano. How did that come up? You are the writer of it.
Yeah.
How many days did you take to write it? What were your thought process? And
Okay.
were you in love while writing it? What was the thing?
So infidelity as a theme, I'm kind of fascinated by it, and I think it'll keep coming up in my writing even in the future.
Okay.
When you're young, infidelity seems like a very black and white concept, like oh, cheating bad, oh no, I don't understand this. So
Yeah.
as you grow older, then like सब बशीर बद्र की सब शायरी तुमको समझ में आती है कि कुछ तो मजबूरियां रही होंगी, यूं कोई बेवफा नहीं होता. And then
Very
you
deep.
see that it's all around you, it's happening, and you see stories like these two know they've cheated on each other, but they're still crazy in love, and they're still hanging out together, but they're deep down hurting each other. So those stories, I felt like nobody's explored that story where
Yeah.
there's some kind of a tender love, but for some reason these two people cannot be loyal to each other, but they keep coming back to each other. And now I have to tell this story, and I feel like, what are these two people doing? Are these two like Satans? Like this शैतान है क्या ये लोग? एक दूसरे के साथ ऐसा क्यों करें?
Right.
So then when I sit to write, it all comes out. I don't know where the metaphors come, like the
Right.
first line, okay? So I know this concept I have to write. The story has to come out. I have to, it will rhyme, it will somehow come out. Now I don't know exactly what's happening. I'm sleeping on my pillow. And you know how at night you always turn your pillow to get the cold side of the pillow?
Yes.
So like, oh, तकिए का ठंडा हिस्सा से. So then ऐसे तेरे और मेरे हाथों का हिस्सा जैसे कि तकिए का ठंडा हिस्सा.
अरे वाह.
And then,
Beautiful.
yeah, right. So, and then you build on it and you come to what this actually is, the दो शैतानों की कहानी. Bit by bit, sometimes you're lucky with metaphors. Sometimes you practice writing metaphors.
Right. Right. A few lines.
Oh, you want me to sing them, or
Yeah,
you want me to recite them
No,
as shairi?
I think Shairi would be great because we will do a separate video for you guys singing it, jamming it. But
Yeah,
Shairi will be
works
great.
because we haven't like I said, we haven't gotten any instruments and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's okay. Shairi will be great.
Okay, so I'll just do what I did for the Instagram reel, right? And so in English we say, "I love holding your hand." In Hindi we say, "तेरे और मेरे हाथों का किस्सा जैसे कि तकिए का ठंडा हिस्सा."
That's so beautiful, dude.
And that's
Just these lines itself, it makes so much sense, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Now tell me that when you first started out, right? How was the response? Did you started out on YouTube, or did you put your song on Spotify, or was it just on Instagram?
So we started out putting it everywhere. It's honestly, it's very easy, very straightforward to put your music out nowadays because it's
Okay.
all been so simplified. You
Right.
have digital distributors,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So you just have to go to the digital distributor, put your song, upload your song there. They have a few technicalities, and they upload your song everywhere:
that's nice.
Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music,
All
every place.
platforms, yeah.
And so that way we knew we wanted the song to be everywhere because when we heard the song, we're like, yeah, this has something. And coming to like the response of the song, right? Like I said, it was seriously overwhelming because he always had the confidence. Okay,
Right.
Shaq is like,
Of course, that's
because
so well written.
I'll tell you how we actually
Shaq the Nomadic. I'll tell you
yeah,
about
Shaq
that.
the Nomadic. So I tell you how we actually came to 94.3
Yeah,
first, right?
yeah.
Because so what Shaq did was he directly mailed. I think it was
The
Ram,
programming
the,
head.
Ram,
the programming
yes,
head, and Ram at the time, and he's like, this is the future number one single of the of the year.
What
so,
confidence, dude!
so he has that much confidence,
Yeah.
and me as a singer who's not trained or who's not sung
Right.
before, I have little lesser confidence, right? So, but the thing is, we have unbelievably supporting family. Not talking about my grandmom, she doesn't know, so I can't tell her reaction.
Right, yeah.
But otherwise, my mom, my dad also, and like our entire family, they're our
Right.
biggest fans and they're our biggest supporters. And on top of that, like my Instagram also has been like, they've all taken to our music really
Yes.
well. So the response has been very positive throughout. And I think that motivates like an indie musician a lot, right?
Yeah.
Look at him acting humble. He knows he can sing.
Very modest.
And then you see how handsome he is. I'm like, ek do sur chhoot bhi jayenge to nobody, everyone's looking at you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I really like his confidence, by the way. Yeah. Come on, you need to buckle up, be like him.
yeah, of
He's
course.
acting humble. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your song Do Shaitano on Reels has got like 3+ million views, right?
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Again, it feels like that is so overwhelming. So what happened with that was similar story as to, so we made a reel. Okay, so the idea of the reel was that the first two lines of the song they sound like a pure love song,
Right.
but like he mentioned, the song is about infidelity and all
Yeah.
these other things. And but I decided that I want only the first two lines of the song, because although that's not the chorus, but
Right.
I'm like, these are what I want to portray. And because the music is very angelic, right? The music
Yeah,
is very
that's true.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It gives you that feeling of love, and I wanted people to feel that exact thing. Luckily, I'm in like the healthiest and happiest relationship of my life. So I just got together with my girlfriend. We just kept a camera and we just recorded us being a couple, right? We cut it and we just put it out on Instagram. And before posting it, Shakeel was like, this is going to go viral. I'm like, Shaq, you don't understand
Right.
Instagram. You're not even on Instagram. So he's not on social media also.
Yeah, I've never been.
He only uses WhatsApp. Sometimes he only uses mail. So he's a very annoying person to be around.
Very
Okay.
secretive yet nomadic.
Yeah.
That's a weird combination.
So he's like, this is gonna go viral. I'm like, you don't understand the algorithm, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I've been using Instagram. It's not easy to go viral. And 2 weeks go by, and suddenly I'm at work one day, and it starts blowing up. Okay, it starts like it's hit 50K in no time. It's hit 100K.
Wow.
And I've called and told Shaq. I'm like, Shaq, I think our reel is going a bit viral. so then we put out more reels with the song, and all of the reels started going viral along with it. And I think about 3 weeks later, we
Yeah.
released the song too. So luckily,
And so many
It's
people
what
started
timing.
saving the audio.
Yeah.
So it's not just that the views were this thing.
Right.
There were like 45, 50,000 people who had saved the
Saved the
audio
audio.
and they
Yeah.
were using it in their reels,
respective
etc.
reels.
Yeah.
and everybody's asking me where the song is, what is
Right,
the song,
right.
and so that's how.
Yeah, but that's a perfect timing to actually release your song as well, right?
Yeah.
While
The hype
is
was
getting
around.
hyped
Yeah.
True.
and viral, right? That's amazing. What's the scene for independent artists in India right now?
So the scene is actually wide open, right? Since the past 3-4 years, like I feel every decade has their opportunities for particular fields, right? Like if you took the last decade, probably in the later half of the decade, you would want to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
If you take this decade, it's purely content creation and
independent artists,
independent artists, independent
dancers,
musicians,
yeah.
anything. Like you take most of the fields, it's just become, the barrier to entry has reduced a lot. And it's the exact same thing with music.
Right.
So our music industry was so tied with our film industry that
Yeah.
we had very limited access to music.
Absolutely.
And lockdown changed that completely, right?
Yeah.
Suddenly you have lockdown and you have everybody singing Kasur.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, who's this guy? which song is this movie
Yeah.
from? Which movie is this song?
Which
Okay.
song is this movie from?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So,
Which movie is
which
this song
movie is
from?
this song from? Got
I was
it.
checking. Yeah, that's right.
So the independent space completely opened up, and also if you do a little bit of research, like I said, it's
Yeah.
very easy to upload your song everywhere,
Yeah,
right?
That's
And the audience really wants this also. Like we have a huge set of audience
true.
who is exactly looking for music that might not be from a film, right?
So I'll tell you what. Whenever independent artists make music, it's very soulful. I feel like when you say Bollywood, it's like it's commercial and it's good. I'm not saying it's
Yeah,
bad,
yeah.
but independent artists making music is very soulful.
You're right,
It just
no-
touches your heart.
Because no one is giving me a brief.
Yeah.
I'm writing
Your
what
own
I
stuff,
feel like,
right.
the story which is touching me, and the story which I feel like telling me. There is no one sitting above me saying,
ऐसा होना
होली आ
चाहिए."
रही है, होली गाना दो, ये आ रहा है, ये गाना दो. ऐसा
Yeah,
मुझे
that
कोई नहीं बोल
pleasure
रहा है, right?
thing,
No,
हाँ.
so I am writing the story I believe in, one,
Right,
and the story which comes to me naturally.
right.
So I guess that's the
the
advantage as of now, at least.
Yeah,
But if we need more money, labels are looking. Please, I'll write holy song right now and give you.
Yeah. I'm okay to star like next to Jubin Nautiyal or
Oh,
someone.
yeah, why
It's
not?
fine.
I hope they watch this interview and they call you like that. What's your next song looking like?
Oh,
Have you
our
started planning?
next song. Yeah, of course. So we've planned our next 2 songs,
Oh,
and
wow.
we've recorded the next
Hindi?
song completely. Yeah, Hindi. It's all going to be Hindi. It's so a lot of people reach out to me on Instagram and they tell me that, oh, you know what, keep this same level of music.
Yeah.
Also, Do Shaitano not particularly love song, make a love song.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to disappoint all you guys. I'm not the writer of the song. The next song is not going to be a love song. Okay,
Okay.
but it's again a very beautiful story. And do you want to
Yeah,
shout
yeah.
out something?
So it's a fun rock song for the summers where we're telling a story about this girl called Gulmohar,
Okay.
and how she's just has this angst towards life because all the men have betrayed her, and now she just hates men. Okay. But it will be Javaad singing. Okay, it's like Javaad will be singing nafrat hai mujhe mardon se out loud, and
Okay.
venting out her story of this poor Muslim girl who's just tired of all these guys
the
just
betrayals.
constantly betraying
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
So that's the story, but it's a very fun rock song.
Okay.
And then later on, we have another a very emotional piano ballad called
Right.
Raat Ki Rani.
Okay.
Again, a song based on the name of a flower. So I guess
Okay.
these next 2 songs are based on names of
Yeah.
flowers.
Yeah.
I don't know why, maybe because she liked flowers. So that is a very emotional piano ballad set in Mumbai, in which a person is giving up on their dreams and moving away, not because their dreams have broken, but because they fell in love with someone in that city,
Okay.
and now it makes no sense to chase the dreams also in that city.
Oh.
So these 2 songs are on the cards for us.
Really deep. When before this interview, when you told me that you're nomadic, I didn't really connect. But now that you're a writer and I see how you're thinking and all of that, right? You definitely have to be a nomadic person.
Yeah,
I can't
that's
be
true.
You
stuck
just
here.
get those thoughts, right? It's not like you and me, we sit in a corner and we are like,
I
we are
totally
okay
agree.
with whatever. But for him, I think that imagination, for him to imagine that way, that creativity
Yeah. Like,
through.
so some days I get very fed up. I was like, Jack, get a job, please. It's just getting to me. And he's like, I am living my job. Like, I have to live to write. I said,
Yeah, you have to have the
It's so
experience.
amazing.
I said, yeah, okay, fine. He's got me there.
Yeah. Last but not the least, if you had to tell our listeners something about Judy on the Run, what would that be?
Uh,
Or as an audience, if they're going to ask you, what can we expect more from your music? What would it be?
so, you can keep expecting, like I always mention, you can keep expecting soulful stories that are going to be relatable, as well as they're going to be, very different from whatever you're hearing. It's always going to come purely from the heart, and that is always going to be on the cards. We're always learning and we're always growing, so you can expect us to keep getting better and better. And happy Holi.
I'm also trying to make him do more seductive photo shoots. He's not listening.
What is
But-
the intention behind this?
I'm trying to sell him. Like,
Do you ever want to quit your full-time job and take this thing as your full-time thing?
Depends. Do you think my boss is going to hear this?
I don't know who your boss is.
No, so honestly, I do have a certain goal, but right now my job is flexible enough where I can come here on a Tuesday in the morning and give this interview. And because so I also work in a social media agency, right? And
So they know about your music.
yeah, of course.
Nice.
They're like, I just do this for a brand, also make them also go viral.
Oh, that's so cool.
I'm like, I wish it was that
if you have
easy.
a supportive
Work
boss
environment,
and
yeah.
workplace, then it's great.
Yeah, because my industry, like, it's so tied up with what I also do,
Yes,
right? Content
yes.
creation and art and whatnot.
Creativity.
Basically. So I'm right now, and advertising was something that I always wanted to do too.
Right.
It was not like I'm just doing like a 9 to 5 out
Yeah.
of angst and stuff and out of necessity.
Yeah.
But so it's kind of merging together,
Right.
and of course, eventually there will come a point where I'll have to take a call,
Yeah.
and we'll cross that bridge when we get
Right.
there.
Do you ever want to switch your lives?
Not at all.
No,
You
no,
don't
I can.
like this
But
much.
My God.
he's taller. I can get that. It's more advantageous. But
Apart from that, nothing.
He's too decent. What will I live?
Chaire se
He's
pata
completely
chal jata hai.
opposite to what I'm into.
That was Judy and Shaq for you from Judy on the Run. Don't forget to check their new song called Do Shaitano on YouTube, Spotify, and also on their Instagram. Do give them a follow. Bye.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Fever.